Are you thinking about buying a home? No matter your timeline is in the next 3 months, 6 months, or even next year, let me break it down for you. Today we're going to talk about 5 things when it comes to buying a home in Irvine. We're going to define your real estate needs and wants, and we're going to walk you through the buying process during pandemic. We're going to also talk about how can I help you throughout this home buying journey. We're going to talk about the current market condition, so you know what to expect of the current market, no matter its price point, inventory, and days on market. We'll also talk about your pre-approval letter, which is a very critical piece. So when I sit down with you talking about your home buying plan, these are the couple questions you can expect from me. First of all, I want to know, do you have kids? If you do, how old are they? What are their grades? And do you have a specific school you want your kids to go to? These are all very relevant and important, help us to zone in the certain community in Irvine. Let me give you a couple examples. So if your kids are very smart and you're interested in those like a special advanced program, then you definitely take into consideration. In Irvine, they have 2 programs for those special talent kids. One is GATE program, G-A-T. Another one is APIS. It's an elementary school program options for students in 4th through 6th grade. It's designed to meet the needs of a unique population of highly intellectual learners who consistently prefer creative outlets to demonstrate their understanding of content. So if you're interested in that program, those program is not available in all elementary school. So we're gonna direct you to the neighborhood and the school that fits your kids. Each family has a different parenting style and value, and the kids have different personality and their gifts. So for example, if your kids are very into sports, definitely let me know. I can help you get into a school offer both academic track and a lot of sports program. If your parenting style and your kids are very academic driven, I will highly recommend a certain school and program that is unique to Irvine. So as a mother, I totally understand how important it is to send your kids to the best school matching interests and talent. For example, like my son, he's definitely not the hardest working kids. He's very social, he's into sports and arts, so we understand that he'll thrive better in a well-rounded school. On the other end, my younger daughter, she's super competitive, so she always wants to get the extra exposure and challenge herself. Then she's definitely on a different track from her older brother. Another important piece is we need to understand what's your budget, what's your price range, and do you have a specific preferred property type? Does it have to be a single family home for you, or it could be condo or townhome? I know during COVID time, most people work from home. We still need to think about long term, because after all, buying a home is a long-term investment. In terms of commute, depends on, Irvine actually is pretty big. If you look at the freeway, you can stay on the freeway, you're gonna pass 5 freeway exit, you're still within Irvine territory. So I always want to include the parents' commute into consideration. I want to know if you have a pets or not, because when you have a furry friend like a dog, you definitely want to have a good size, at least, for them to run around the backyard. And also we can if you're into outdoor hiking, biking, then we can try to find something closer to those areas, since you'll be out doing that a lot. So if you're like me, we're living right next to a very nice hiking trail. We're hiking, biking all the time with the kids, and we bike over to get a boba and bike back. So it's the perfect location for us. And if you didn't know, boba is my favorite thing. So when I'm meeting with you, don't be surprised I'm bringing a boba. But if you're really into that, and we'll definitely find a home, a community that unique, or even a private trail, so you can have access to, you can do it daily. So I want to talk a little bit about the buying process. You might bought a home before, but things are a little bit different during the COVID. Let me explain. So nowadays, there's no more open house allowed in Irvine anymore. Whenever you want to go see a house, have a home tour, what's new is first thing we need to sign a COVID disclosure, meaning that you agree to follow the social distancing policy. So during COVID time, most seller will request to see your pre-approval when you try to schedule a tour. Why do they do that? Because they're trying to minimize those unnecessary exposure. They only want to let people are serious and ready to buy. So nowadays, when you want to schedule, you can't just walk in the room, knock on the door. It's only by private showing, by appointment, and we need that COVID form and your pre-approval letter. So that's even before we can see the home. Once we see the home, we like it, we're gonna draft up our offer. The rest of it's pretty standard, but I'll tell you what are the difference. So we'll write up our offer. In today's market, be prepared. There's almost multiple offers on every single home in Irvine. So you definitely want to put your strongest, best foot forward. A lot of time when I work with buyer, they're writing their first offer, they're still thinking that I'll start low and I'll wait for the seller to counter. But based on what I see in the past almost a year now, most of the time, each property gets so many offers, they don't counter everyone, if they counter at all. If they count at all, they probably take the top 2 and 3. It's just too many to manage. It doesn't make sense to counter 13 offers. So that's what I'm suggesting, that's recommending, is that you put your best offer forward. That way, if you lose the house, at least you know you give your best. There's no regret. When you're writing an offer in today's competitive market, it's more than just the price. There's so many things can make your offer stronger. We have so many strategies to help you stand out. You need an experienced agent who knows the area to help you stand out in today's multiple offer situation. So after your offer is accepted, there are 3 contingencies. Those are the contractual obligation. You definitely need a very experienced agent to help walk you through, navigate you through the whole process, because if you don't do it right, it could be very costly to you. So the 3 contingencies are inspection, contingency, appraisal, and loan. So what are they? What does that mean? Meaning that you have within certain days, you have to do your diligence to check on all the inspection related area. And once you've done your part, you cannot back out the contract based on any inspection related reason. Let's say you signed off the inspection contingency. You can find other legit reason to back out because the appraisal doesn't appraise or the loan doesn't go through, but you cannot use anything as inspection related excuse to back out because you already removed that protection in the inspection area. So in today's seller's market, as a buyer, you cannot negotiate hard like you can do in a balanced market. So when we negotiate, it takes a very skillful negotiator to explain to you, to weigh all the pros and cons, that focus on those things does matter. It's critical. For example, if the pipe is burst or there's a structural problem, we're definitely gonna address that. But you're not gonna push for a new paint touch-up. Like those things can easily be done by yourself. It's not worth it to fight over that, then end up losing the home to your competition. In reality, there's no 100% perfect home. Even when it comes to you're buying a new build home, like no one ever lived, there was still something. And in today's market, as a buyer, you need to focus on the big picture. What's critical? I saw a lot of buyers try to asking a lot of cosmetic, like small repairs, end up losing the deal, which I think is such a pity. It's not the most wise move. That's why you need an experienced agent to help you explain, identify what are the right things to ask and in the right way, so you're not losing the deal. And the last part of the process is closing and handing over the keys. Now you got the process, so how are you gonna do it? The next step is to find an agent, commit to an agent so the agent can start working for you. In today's market, you have to have an agent to schedule the showing for you. You can't just show up because there's no open house. You can just walk through that door like that you used to do. So when I start working with a new buyer I always check that, do they already have a lender to work with? with? Do they have a pre-approval letter? That's definitely a very important initial steps. If you don't worry about it. I will find the best lender that matched your need. We need to get you pre-approved so we have a specific idea how much home you can comfortably afford to buy. So I will help you gather all the information required so make the process seamless and pain-free. So once we get a pre-approval letter, then next step I'm gonna do is fill out, make sure we have all the COVID disclosure, all the compliance paperwork is done, and get us into the home, start touring homes in person. So in today's market, like we talked about, it's really competitive, it's low inventory. So what I've been doing is I set up a auto MLS email. What is that? That means that based on your criteria, whenever a new listing hit the market, you will get notified. That way you don't have to every day wake up and try to find out, is there any new home I want to see? So I'm helping to take off the workload off your shoulder, make it easy on you as well. Let me tell what the Irvine market is like during the pandemic. They don't stay on market very long. So even before we go to see home in person, I always study those houses with my buyer together online. So we find you the home you like even before we go inside to have a tour. We only go in there to validate it's everything you think of it, because we don't have a lot of time. We need to act fast. Most home is picked up after the first weekend showing, so we definitely need to do our diligence even before we walk through that door, because time is of essence. I need to be honest with you, this is gonna be a journey. In today's so competitive Irvine market, everything moves so fast and everything closed at above list price. Everywhere you go, it's a multiple offer situation. And when you writing your first offer, it's hard for people to understand how hot it is, how competitive it is. In a balanced market, it makes sense to look at the comps, the most recent sales comp. Even a month ago, the price, they closed just a month ago, the price is not there anymore. So the comp right now, I think I still advise client to look at comps, but when you're writing an offer, you don't write up your number based on that comp. Because if you do that, you are chasing the market, you will never get a home. Every new list price already built in the monthly appreciation. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the market we're in. There's a reason why you want to buy and you're ready to buy right now. And real estate, it's a long-term investment. We will do our best to help you get the home you like, and in the long term, it's gonna pay off. But I understand when you write that offer above list price, you're competing with 12, 13 offers, it's very frustrating. But this is the market we're in, and you have a bigger picture and look at the longer horizon. There's a reason, because interest rates are low and we know that it's gonna continue to appreciate. But there's a reason you wanna move. There's a reason why you wanna come to Irvine. As a mother, I understand how important and valuable safety is, having good school, being in nature and open spaces, especially during pandemic. My job is to get your home in Irvine in your timeline. That's why you need a right realtor, write you the strong bid, get you your dream home in the right time. Give me a call. Tell me about your family. Let me help you move to Irvine. This is Regina Chen. I'm the local real estate agent right here in Irvine, California. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about working, living, playing, studying in Irvine, make sure you tap that subscribe button and also that little bell. That way you get notified